So I guess it just wouldn't be the horror community with just without a little bit of controversy. Right, right. What are we talking about? But of course, this is your boy Norn Rad 89 here. By the way, look at this sweet Jason mask. This is pretty sweet, huh? I love this bedazzled one. Look at this with the dripping tears, reminiscent of Halloween 2. Freaking sweet. But just to be honest right now, what we're talking about, you clicked on the video, we are talking about the controversial stuff going on in the horror community right now. I am very in depth. I love horror, and I ingest just about horror content in some shape or form every day of my life. So I'm in the horror community. I know what's going on, and right now we have a lot of controversy when it comes to It Welcome to Derry, and today you're going to hear my thoughts on it. So let's get into this video. Roll it. So yes, recently with the release of It Welcome to Derry, and this is run by Andy Muschietti. If you don't know him, he did It Chapter 1 and 2. He also did the Flash movie, and he's also the guy who's going to be in charge of Batman Brave and Bold, which is going to be part of James Gunn's universe. So It Welcome to Derry was definitely a highly anticipated show for a lot of us horror fans, but now it's sparking a lot of controversy because we have all these people out there that are talking about we're real fans of the books and we're lovers of Stephen King, and the proof of people not loving the show is just that we know you have never read a Stephen King book because you don't love this show, and this and that, and because you have a gripe against Andy Muschietti, that's why you don't love this show and everything and all this stuff. And it's just like they're making us wait for Pennywise, and is Pennywise really the star of the It show? Like all this kind of stuff. There's a lot of things going on in the horror community right now circling around this show. But to be honest right away, like I've never done series. I've tried it a couple times. So this is why I don't do it. I'm just talking about right now anymore is series reviews where I'm talking about episode by episode. I usually just watch a whole show like I did Alien Earth or any other show that I do, and I just wrap up the show and talk about it at the end. The only show that I was kind of deep diving every episode was like the Scooby-Doo seasons. I was doing that, and then of course Courage the Cowardly Dog. But when it comes to shows that are happening right now, it doesn't really do well on my channel to cover episode by episode, so that's why I don't do it. But I wanted to kind of throw my hat in the ring and talk about the controversy right now, because when it comes to my thoughts on It Welcome to Derry, I'm not feeling it. I don't enjoy this show right now. And this is a show that in terms of what it started out with, I was really on board with the first episode. I loved the seeds they were planting, the gore, and even the brutality of the choices they made with killing off the cast members and the kids. Of course, we're going to be talking about spoilers. We're talking about the controversy in the first 3 episodes, so we are going to be talking spoilers. But I thought the first episode was brave. It was bold, no pun intended, but they went for it in terms of that. And I was happy with the seeds they were planting, and I wanted to see where they were going. And then episode 2 happened. And just because of the way the acting is with some of the cast members, like the girls, I just find their characters not that engaging. And when they're talking on screen and they have a lot of their solo scenes together, I'm just not on board. I don't think the child acting is that good. And I think episode 2 is the first time I started realizing it. And then also the CGI. The CGI is still dog shit, god awful. I really don't care what anybody says. It's just we are at a point now that we are in 2025. We are in a generation of AI and fake pictures going around with people and fake audio of music by Drake and all this crap that's happening. And you're telling me that Andy Muschietti's response to why the CGI and all of his stuff, I'm talking about It Chapter 1, It Chapter 2, The Flash, and even It Welcome to Derry, why his CGI looks the way it does, and his thing is that, oh, it's because it's from the perspective of a child, or it's from the perspective of Flash the character, and it's supposed to look warped because we're in this dimension. And it's like, at a certain point, you're just insulting your audience. Like, really, Andy Muschietti, at a certain point, you're literally just insulting us, because we know that we are capable of better CGI at this point in films and in TV shows, and there's really no excuse. And episode 3 was the blatant example. When we got to episode 3, I was like, oh my God, there is some of the worst green screen and CGI that I've ever seen in a show happen in episode 3 at Welcome to Derry. And that's what I mean when it comes to this show. This is one that I was excited for. I was highly anticipating, just like the Alien Earth show. I was really excited for that show, and that definitely had its flaws, and especially the flaws that stuck out. A lot of people noticed them, but I'm still on board with Alien Earth, and we're getting a season 2. And the biggest hang up with that show was the cliffhangers that they had at the end. Now we're going to get resolutions, and we're going to get a season 2. So that's over with now. But in terms of It Welcome to Derry, in terms of these 3 episodes, it literally had me in the first episode. I was intrigued. I was interested. I was on board. And then second episode happened. It just went down a little bit. And then the third episode happened, and my interest is declining even more. And this is coming from someone who hasn't read any Stephen King novels. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm one of those people. I have never read a Stephen King novel. I've read R.L. Stine. I've read Star Wars books. I've read Harry Potter. I've even read Clive Barker books, but I've never read Stephen King books. So I'm coming from this straight up with just knowledge of the television show, the movies, and that kind of lore. And when it comes to it, even that way, I know that Pennywise the clown is not the only form of it. I know that. And a lot of people that are championing or like sticking up for this series are like, oh, well, everybody's just so upset because they want it to just be Skarsgård and the clown, and we just want to see him all the time, and that's the form we want to see. And it's like, no, I understand that it can take other forms. It just... I want it to look good. I don't want the CGI to look like dog shit, and I don't want the acting to be crap. So that's what I'm talking about, is I want standards when it comes to this show, and I feel like literally they kind of shot their load off in the first episode, and the second and third episode is just a proof of like, I don't know if they could sustain this story. And we're going to see. We're going to find out. And even the military aspect, I'm really not even interested in Halloran or any of the connections to any of the other Stephen King stories. For me, it doesn't grab me at all. That's why I wanted to be just upfront with you all. This isn't really like a rant video. This is more just being honest and upfront. Like I said, I'm a Stephen King nut when it comes to the films and the content and Children of the Corn and Carrie and Christine and all these kind of stuff. When it comes to those and even Maximum Overdrive, I've seen tons of Stephen King adaptations. And Welcome to Derry was one I was definitely high on, and I wanted to see what it was going to turn out to. And I'm definitely going to finish it. These are just my mid-round thoughts because these are only 3 episodes, I believe. We're getting an 8-episode season, I believe. So, of course, after the 8 episodes, I will do a full-on wrap-up. I'm hoping that I can go back to this episode right now of this channel and point back to it that they proved me wrong, that in the next episodes that they are totally able to save this story and save this show, and I could be one of those people that champions this show. I totally want that to happen because I am not an Andy Muschietti hater. For real, dude, I do not want to be one of those people that's like I'm targeting a director or a writer or anything like that. It's just it bugs me when a director says certain things in interviews and they do these things where I feel like it's kind of a cop-out, or you're just kind of a lazy director or writer when it comes to certain things. If you're not supervising your CGI effects and your special effects, or you literally think, Andy, that this is okay to put on screen for us, that's what I'm talking about. You're insulting our intelligence as fans, because I feel like we deserve better. And that's what I'm talking about. But I'm just, this is only 3 episodes in. I want to give it fully more chances and see where this show goes. And like I said, I will be watching every episode when it drops, but I'm not going to be doing episode reviews. It's just going to be at the end of the show. Hopefully, like I said, I'll be able to do a video, a wrap-up video, and tell you that I'm excited for a season 2. I hope we get one, and I love what they did with the show. I really hope so, and that I can eat my words of this video of me discussing right now my feelings on the show currently. But these are just my thoughts and my opinions on Welcome to Derry so far. Please let me know down below in the comment section what are your feelings, because also, like I said, these are just my thoughts. If you are on board with this show or you're having fun, please let me know down below in the comment section what is really keeping you interested. What are your favorite parts? Are you okay with the CGI being the way it is? Because I just feel like it doesn't look that good. It looks like computer or, PlayStation 3 type graphics. That's what it kind of looks like to me. And I just really want to know down below, is that okay with you? Are you fine with it and you're hooked on to the story and you're excited with it? Welcome to Derry so far, because we're all different. We all have different opinions. Like, that's okay. That's the whole point. I don't want this to be like a toxic video or a video where we're fighting or arguing or anything like that. It's like I said, these are just my thoughts and my opinions on the show so far, and they could change, and I'm hoping they do change. But please like the video. That definitely helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and have that notification bell poked so you're notified anytime I drop a video. But most importantly, y'all know what's up. Have a safe and happy day. Peace out.